Good evening, everyone. This is another Tuesday night watch talk. I am your host, Bobby Legs, and I'm joined with my good friends Amin and Great Balls of Honey. Marcus is here. Uh, Amin, how are you, man? How are
Really
you?
good. Yeah, yeah. Good,
Yeah,
good day. Good day at work. Good day at watch in the watch world.
yeah. A
Feeling
lot,
good.
lot, yeah, a lot of cool releases, and we'll be talking about them
Mm.
for sure. What do you got on wrist this evening?
On the table, I have my Kettler's 3D Terra in motion.
Very, very nice.
Thanks.
Very nice. Marcus, you like kettlebells, don't you?
I do. I'm on the
Yeah,
list.
you're on the list. What's your ETA?
It's nebulous.
Yeah. Okay, fair
You
enough.
gotta look into the
His
Palantir and
it's yeah he's very inscrutable in terms
Yeah,
of his wait times.
yeah. What do you got on wrist tonight, man?
What do I have on wrist? I got the what is it? Three-tone, tritone, whatever you want to call it.
Oh yeah. Very
love that
nice,
Uh,
watch.
very nicely done.
I don't know. It might end
Um,
up being a keeper. I don't. I was thinking of getting like a really upscale diver, but we'll see how it goes. Like a something like a Blanc Pan or something like that. But I might hang on to
yeah.
this. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, Marcus, I think that watch really suits you really well, and you have that mix of, gold and steel, and I think that's
Yeah,
you know,
tantalum. It's got some tantalum,
tantalum. Yeah, that's
titanium.
right.
Well,
Yeah,
this one's
yeah.
titanium gold and
Right.
tantalum.
Plus, when
So
you age out of slick sporty watches, that one will still work for you.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like a nice soft landing into like, the back nine innings of your the back three innings of your
Yeah,
of your life.
I mean,
Where we are.
I've got
Where we
I've got like two watches I'm thinking of getting, and I was thinking of using this one to trade towards the next one, but I might hold off and just pay cash for the next one, and then when something else
Yeah.
comes in, we'll see. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
absolutely, man.
instead of trading this on the next watch, we might do the watch after.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, fair enough. I mean, I think it's a great watch, and I hope and I know you're enjoying the heck out of it. I got my in celebration of a new Rolex release that we'll be talking about very shortly. I got
Yubby.
the Yubby on. Still hear the music.
Yeah.
Haven't worn it in a while, man. I was wearing Marcus probably doesn't want to hear this, but I was wearing my Formex pretty much all week,
Yeah,
week and a half.
I'm coming around to it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can
yeah.
keep it. Uh,
Okay, thank you, thank you.
I'm just, you know what? I'm just happy to be on a live stream where none of the panelists has accidentally run over an Air King with their car by accident. So
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I'm in a good mood
hey,
today.
yeah. Um,
Nice.
well, let's say hello to the chat, and then we'll get right into it. Let's say hello. Hey, Navy Blue Monster just became a member of the Bobby Legs channel. Thank you so much, Navy
Nice.
Blue Monster. Appreciate it. Joey B, also another member. He'll catch up later. Go Phils. Yeah, his
Mm.
Phillies are playing tonight. He's wearing a Zulu.
They're winning.
Dan is here. How you doing, Dan? James Duffy is here. Young Excellency, what's up, man? Excited for the panel's hot takes on a new Rolex. Can't watch live. We'll catch you in a replay. No problem. We'll hopefully we'll live up to your expectations. Hobby Bobby is here, fist bumping. Here we go. Hi, Marceau's here, wearing his Radomir. Very nice. Bill K, what's going on? Chaz watching with one eye on the baseball and the other one on the stream. I appreciate it. Um, Kevin S is here. Hey, doing Kevin? Keith, BJ, Neriho, what's up, my man? Brownie's here. Great panel. We're in Omega World Time tonight. Very nice. Hey, Peter C, how you doing? Jeff O'Neill, all the way from Perth, wearing his G-Shock MTG 2000. Great watch. Ken Spear, all the way from Pittsburgh. Stefan, how you doing, Stefan? Good to see you here. Anish is here. How you doing, Anish? Ajay, what's up, man? All the way. The bunch of our friends are in Vegas right now for a special trunk show, and looking forward to hearing what they've picked up. Hopefully by the end of the week, we'll have Wolfie reporting in and giving us what happened the last couple days. He'll be joining us hopefully on Friday. Hey, Dib, get on here, would you? Pam 177, we need your
Mr.
take.
Honeyballs. I
Mr.
need you in.
Honeyball. Speaking of Honeyballs, yeah,
The
Mr.
real
Honeyballs
Mr.
is
Honeyballs.
here. It's Tea Time Hills here. How are you, sir? Caliber YQG, what is up? How are you doing? And Scott Tarlow. I think this is a harbinger for a titanium sub. Okay, well, we'll discuss. Um, Chaz is saying just wait till you get the new member gift pack from Bobby Likes Those Watches, Dave. Yeah, yeah, mugs coming in at the end of the year. Um,
Are you giving away Citizen watches as well?
I'm giving. Well, I mean, you have to. Right? Yeah. I mean, I have like 4 Citizen watches that are lined up to be given away. So, yeah, yeah. Maybe I'll do it for the members. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Scott, he wants honey balls. All right. We gotta get Dib in here.
Rob
Brendan, a
knows
lot
the
of
place.
yeah. Um, Brendan here, a lot of Pams on
A
on
lot
the,
of
on the
Pams
chat
tonight.
today. I
Pam
love
is
it.
awesome.
Yep. Um, the BJ's wearing his Zenith Revival Shadow tonight. Okay. And Wayben, he's here. What's up, Wayben? Good to see you here. All right, so big release. Oh, Wilson's here. Hey, Wilson, all the way from
Wilson.
Vegas as well.
From the trunk show.
Yeah. Maybe was a Honeyball's part of the gift pack? Maybe, maybe. Um, so speaking of Wilson, yeah, he has, I believe, a Deepsea. Big release today, right? I mean, I didn't. Maybe I've been kind of had my head in the sand these last couple of weeks, but I didn't see this coming. We have a new release from Rolex. Let me share my screen and get this up here, and we'll get the panel to start talking. Here we go. So, record-breaking Rolex Deepsea Challenge RLX Titanium Sea Dweller, 11,000 meters. As that's as deep as like Everest is high, right? I mean, isn't that crazy? Isn't that bananas? Marcus, what do you think of this? What do you think of this
I
release?
I just don't care.
Yeah.
This does nothing for me. I just don't care.
Is it because it's the deep sea though? Or I
Yeah,
mean,
it's because it's a deep sea. It's a ridiculous watch.
yeah.
Um, the only way you're going to be subjecting yourselves to like that kind of pressure, like no one's ever going to go that far. Like unless you have like one of those like high pressure Japanese toilets, like yeah, the watch will survive that. But I mean, where else are you going to test that water resistance?
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. But kind of makes sense that they would do it with the deep sea first, right? You know what I mean? Because that's a big diver,
Yeah,
and for a lot of people who are smaller in wrist size, the weight is an issue as well as the size. But this thing is a 50 millimeter case diameter, right? And it's 23 millimeters thick.
yeah.
Amin, what do you think about this one?
I think it's nice to see something kind of different, interesting from Rolex.
Yeah,
It has to be titanium at that size and girth,
absolutely.
right? It just
Yeah.
has to be. Kind of reminds me the side view like of those monstrous Citizen titanium divers because really they're
Yeah,
the only ones who make watches that are monstrous like this, right?
yeah,
Dive
yeah,
watches.
yeah,
And I don't know. On the other hand, it's just kind of like it's I didn't read about this. I don't know the technicals, but it seems like it's the super old school way to make a extremely deep watch, right? They just overbuilt the crap out of it, so not too exciting.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying that Rolex took a page from Citizens Playbook. That's all I heard you
I
just
I
say
I
right now.
believe that that's correct. But in addition to them copying Citizen, because Citizen's heating up, they had to do something, Rolex.
Yeah.
But I think this is more interesting than like a lefty sprite or some BS like that.
Yeah, yeah. I think I agree with that. Uh, Dib is saying that I throw it into the Mariana Trench. Beans, hey
Apparently,
Beans, I
apparently
needed
we'll
to go.
survive that.
Yeah, I needed to go 20,000 meters, so I bought an H2O Kalmar 25K instead. Oh, Beans. Um, yeah, yeah, Marcel, 26,000, right? $26,000 dollars. Well, look, I mean, I think this is a sign of potentially more things to come, right? Hopefully, this is the gateway titanium watch in the Rolex collection, and then maybe we'll see some other models with that with the titanium because that would be kind of cool, right? I mean, maybe go Yachtmaster, go Submariner. Do you think this opens up the gates here, guys, for more experimentation with models with the current lineup?
Well, they gave it a name. They gave it a wacky name for the
Yeah,
titanium, right? So
right.
their foundry is doing titanium. So sure, there might be some more titanium watches coming.
Yeah, awesome.
Agreed. Not that I care, but yeah.
Wei Bin's like, I so don't care. Rolex does titanium will make heads explode. Bobby saying Omega Ultra Deep is a better watch, right?
Better looking,
Mm-hmm.
yes. More reasonable size for a human, yes. Um,
More
you know,
affordable.
does it go
Yes.
this deep? I don't think so,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I don't think it goes that deep. No, but
Yeah,
but
but
then at
but
that
it's a
point,
ridiculous depth.
yeah,
You're not
exactly.
going anywhere near this deep.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are.
Um, Big Rest reporting in from the trunk show today. He picked up a Longines Zulu Time Blue on steel and met Wolfie. Yes, Big Rest. Did you guys get a picture? Because I need to see Wolfie
Oh
knock
yeah,
down a peg.
we
You
do.
know what I mean?
We
You
do. We
know?
sure do. Yeah. If you got a picture, please send it.
Yeah.
asabit@gmail.com. I really want it. asabit@gmail.com. Please, please, please.
Uh, Greg S. Rolex makes dive watches. This is the ultimate dive watch. Um, he Greg also thinking that there'll be more titanium there. Keith saying yes, more titanium and more normal watches, please. Hey, Pale Horse, how are you doing? Okay, okay. I mean, look, we'll see. I mean, you're not going to see this. I think on the street, right? Too many people wearing this one, right? I feel like this is going to be one of these collectible pieces that are just going to sit in somebody's box. You know what I mean? Like seriously, like who's gonna wear this on a daily? I know it's titanium, but it's still a big watch. It's still gonna be heavy, you know? So it's just gonna be, I feel like it's just gonna be one of those pieces that people are just gonna bring it out, at parties and say, "Hey, I got me one of these," you know? Um, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Ultra Deep is way better. Marceau saying this is a Shaq watch. Um,
Yeah.
Good watch while getting your BDSM fetishes going with the dominant. Okay, Deb, I wasn't expecting that. What's with all the text around the dial? Well, I mean, you got the original gas escape. I mean, I feel like some of the other deep seas, right? They
Yeah.
had this kind of text going on.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
For sure.
um,
I don't think this is not any more text on the regular Deepsea, I think.
yeah. Wolfie took a pick. Awesome. Um, William is saying that his Zim EZM2 movement is rated 5,000 meters and that the case is 12,000 meters rated. Justin's here, strapped in. Almost forgot. Got caught up vicariously living. um,
They put the chamfers back on the case. I don't know if they did that with other deep seas, but they don't do it with subs and sea dwellers, right? Not
What
that it
is going on
matters.
with Dib? Is he like call? Is this like code for like he's calling out for help? Is he like trapped in a dungeon somewhere? Like
I
that's his
think Dib
second S and
I,
M comment.
I think he just hates this watch.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah. Don't worry, Dave. We're going to be talking about your Christopher Ward very, very soon. Bobby saying this watch should have been thrown into the ocean with a blue diamond and an old lady threw that the old lady threw at the end of the Titanic. Okay, could have had it all, rolling in the deep. And Big Risk with a big day also went across the street to win and bought a Doxa
Nice.
200. What a pickup! Nice day there, Big Wrist. Awesome, awesome. Kevin is saying it's a watch for the Rolex collector only. Yeah, that's the way I see it, right? I mean, I guess so. Okay, all right. I think this one's run out of steam a little bit. Let's get going here. let's talk Christopher Ward and see what they have come out with today. A very interesting move by the brand, uh, doing something that we didn't expect them to do, and it's also actually just sold out. And this is the Bel Canto limited edition striking hour, right? Nice little chime going on over here. Um, Something that you don't really expect or didn't see coming, right,
Yeah.
Amin?
Yeah, not I sure didn't see I mean, I heard the rumors that Christopher Ward was doing a minute repeater, which this, this isn't, but that was kind of like a rumor I heard, and that sounded crazy and not possible. Um, and then, but this makes a lot more sense. I didn't expect it to be this kind of styling for sure. I also didn't expect kind of um, them to list their to explain so much about it, the development, the collaborators. Um, I totally love this. Like,
Yeah,
really, really do. I mean, I can nitpick it for sure, and I haven't seen it, and I know that may look differently in real life than in the pictures. The Worn and Wound did a hands-on review today, and in their light, it kind of looked a little drab, but
yeah.
it might have been their light. I mean, I'm still don't know what this is going to look like in real life, but I really love what I'm seeing here.
Marcus?
I give this an A. This is the best Christopher
Oh,
Ward. Yeah, I I like it. Yeah, I might even, you could even say I love it. Not
whoa.
enough to pay for it, but definitely enough to not belittle anyone for buying a
Mm,
Christopher Ward. As Amin was saying, like I really appreciate them, putting in the R&D. They made their own movement with the what is it, the jump hours, and then they
mm,
modified that, and they put in they put in the work. And they're not trying to sell a bill of goods that doesn't exist. They sort of, they're very transparent about this. It's very democratically priced, and it looks reasonably sized. It's handsome. um, I can see why they sold 300 in 8 hours or so. It's a worthy purchase for sure. And I think that the Hour Striker is probably more fun than people would give it credit for. Like, it sounds like annoying to have your watch chime every hour, but I mean it's every hour, guys. So like
yeah,
it's
and you
probably going to be kind of a cool complication, right?
and you can turn it off with
Um,
a button, and they
yeah,
really set about to put the complication on the dial side, and
yeah,
not only that, but to make it look good, right? And there are very few watches that have a novel, interesting complication where you see the actual layout of how the complication works on the dial side. There's an Arnold and Son deadbeat seconds watch with a blue dial that this reminds me of in terms of the approach, because it puts that deadbeat complication mechanism on the dial side.
yeah.
And here they like Marcus said, they developed this instantaneous jump hour that jumps exactly on the hour. They turned it into this hourly chiming mechanism, which they used in the Meister Singer, but there it was ugly. It was under the dial. Then they set about to put it on the dial side to make it look good, to make the architecture of it like cool and symmetrical, to make it sound really good. Um, you know, and I think it was just very successful effort here.
It's incredibly complex too. Like, I
Yeah,
don't know how many parts are in this, but it's an incredibly complex movement. The dial is very symmetrical. Like, I think we
yep,
were complaining about how it didn't have a brand on it, so because we
yep,
didn't want it to look like an AliExpress watch. But
yep,
I don't know where you put the CW, because the dial looks
yeah,
perfect. Like, it looks
yeah,
so symmetric.
yep.
Could you squeeze it under the left side, maybe at like at
Mm,
9 o'clock on close to the center? But I don't know where you could squeeze the CW in. Like, that dial looks spot on. Looks really
yeah.
great. It's a great watch.
Let's go into the chat real quick before we get Balls of Fury's testimonial on this one here, and then my thoughts as well. Big Risk saying new CW equals do not like. Okay, Big Risk not a fan. Y'all hear those bells ringing? Yeah, we do. Christopher Ward hit a home run here, says Greg, with the bell contel. Very, very nice. Peter likes it. Junior Johnson, I just came over from Archie's Luxuries live stream. Archie has been robbed, safe broken, and he's lost most of his watches. Well, feeling really bad for Archie there. That's got to be a
Hope he had
brutal.
insurance.
I hope he had insurance. Yeah, absolutely. Keith loves the Christopher Ward. Um, Willie's saying the titanium is the news, the watch is an afterthought. And I guess referring
Him,
back to
the Rolex.
the Rolex. Yeah. Bill K wishing it had a better movement than the base SW200. Let's pause on that, Bill. Let me go through the chat, and then I think we could talk about that a little bit. Our striker for 3600 is pretty impressive. Um, wow, Marcus approved. Div's conversation with Mike French had an immediate impact. Mike France. Love the huge Kong. Hey, Thomas is here. The Hour Strike is a neat complication, just like the Casio F91W, but an analog watch. They added 69 parts to the base of the SW200. Thank you, Bill K. Um, hey, Pete from Not So Obvious Watch is here, and well, Pete McConnell channel now. I really like the CW. I just wish they'd stop talking about it being affordable. This is a great watch. Calling it great for the price weakens it. Dib, your thoughts? You're a big fan. You love Christopher Ward.
So this will be my 28th Christopher Ward over 3 years.
That's what I'm talking about.
Um, Calling it, like
Balls of Fury is
yes,
right.
saying that like it's doing a disservice to the watch by calling it affordable. The brand was founded on it being affordable and cheap, so they cater to an audience which is very price sensitive. So that conversation will never go away. Like they could have priced this at $6,000 or $7,000 in better finishing on the dial or on the disc, but they didn't. Like they kept it below 4 grand. So actually £3,000. So we can't escape that for the price
Mhm.
quotient when we are talking about Christopher Ward as a whole. It's a great watch, but
In
that
the
will always be there.
in the interview, they said I think he said they spent 1/3 of the cost on finishing by Chronode, and just finished, not the parts, not the modification, not the design, but like those the gongs and certain bridges here and the mechanism were by Chronode, and they spent like 1/3 of the watch price was to get Chronode to finish those parts at a certain level. I mean, it's still not going to be at the highest level, and one thing some people have pointed out is on the close-ups, you can tell the parts that were not made by Chronode or finished by Chronode look very raw. But yeah, I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's not a $10,000 or $15,000 or $20,000 watch, but I love it. I really actually love it.
There always has to be price has always got to be a context,
Yep.
unless you're talking about like super high end stuff.
Exactly.
I absolutely agree with Dib. Price has always got to have a context. Otherwise, you're going to be nitpicking every little thing. And
if
there
you-
are nits to pick, but I'm not going to nitpick for
Yeah.
a watch that costs as much as a Tudor.
And if you do appreciate finishing, there are some parts here that are quite nice to look at. Like even just the screws on the dial side on the mechanism, are really nicely polished. The actual gong itself and some of these bridges are nicely chamfered and polished. So there's kind of like reminds me of the Chepek Antarctique, which is of course a much higher price point and better finished overall. But there's certain components that you can look at and really appreciate even more of the finishing, and then there's other components that are like not as impressive.
So I was one of the select. Well, I'm not going to say select few, but when I went to the wind up fair in Christopher Ward and met most of the people there. So when I told them, hey, I bought so many watches from you guys, they're like, we have something to show you. And first impressions, I was seriously impressed. Now, obviously, I could not get like a very close look just because it was hush hush and I could not take a picture. So I could not evaluate how great the dial was. It looked very nice. But like I had like a minute, less than a minute with the watch. But it was extremely light. It's grade 5 titanium, I think. Like just 54 grams the head. And again, uh, I saw one complaint about somebody saying, why use a base Elite 200? Cost.
Yeah.
It still comes down to cost. Like they have their 5-day in-house movement, which is what's it called, SH21. If they put that movement in here, um, price goes up.
It'll
They
be
have,
big, and it'll be bigger.
and it'll be
The whole
bigger.
thing gets bigger.
Exactly.
Yeah, and more costly to service.
And this watch, I think it's in the Goldilocks size ratio, like 41. Lug to lug is 48, so it pretty much suits most wrists, except maybe Chaz.
And a
But
lot of very high end watches are built on ETA and Sellita basis still.
Yeah.
There's nothing unusual about having a Sellita base here.
I think as watch collecting, like as people mature in their watch collecting journey, I would say, sounds cheesy, but that's how it is. We need to slowly and steadily move past, oh, it's a Salita 300 or a Salita 200. It should be 500, $600. That's micro brand thinking. You need to move past that and look at the product as a whole. So I don't mind it being a Salita 200.
And the interesting part of this movement is not a Sellita 200. I mean, it's not like more than half the components of the base movement, so therefore it's just it's the base movement, right? That's just not how this works.
Yeah.
Uh,
I want to preface by saying that I have a lot of respect for Christopher Ward, right? I've owned one Christopher Ward briefly, and it just wasn't for me. But not to say that I don't like the brand, but them, developing this watch and this complication is very it's impressive, right? It tells me that they're going in the right direction, that they are a serious or trying to be a serious brand, and I like to see that. Just like, for example, when Damasco decided to do an in-house movement or in-house manufacturer movement, right? We can argue if whether it's a true in-house movement or not. Anyway, but they went in a direction where there was a commitment, right, to their future, and I feel like Christopher Ward is doing that here. So I have the utmost respect for what they're doing and what this watch. Now, I also had a chance to see this in Wind Up a week and a half ago. I was brought over very hush hush to take a look at it, and it was a good looking watch for sure. My first initial reaction was like, "Well, this is a Christopher Ward," because like you don't see the labeling on it. It's so different than your typical dive watch, or it's different than the Moon Glow or the World Time, whatever. All their other styles that is so Christopher Ward. Completely different. So that was my first impression, right? My second impression was that, albeit that it was cool and it's kind of like a leap for them, I found that it was a little bit hard to tell the time initially on it. I felt like there wasn't enough contrast there, seeing it in person. And so, but we're talking like, just a little nitpick stuff, like, my eyes could adjust probably, and I could be able to tell the time or hear when the hour strikes and hear the chime. So, but much respect for Christopher Ward here. Like what they're doing. I wasn't a buyer, but that's okay. But that's okay. I'm glad that there's guys here on the chat who were. Let's catch up with the chat and Colin here. Hey, Colin, really considered a CW, like it a lot, but held off.
Yeah, I considered it too. When they were still available. I think we had a quick powwow, but I don't.
There's
I
going to
just
be
sort of
another
held off.
color. They already kind of said it.
Mm.
What do you think they do? Black, maybe? Red?
I don't know. But
I
yeah,
think
they were saying that with this demand and how quickly it sold
White.
out, they can't imagine not doing another color and also doing other things with this movement in the future.
See, Mike France is a good businessman. Like, even when we were talking, and I said I'm a huge supporter of the brand and all that, fuzzy stuff. He put the fear of, he put FOMO into me. Like, we have received a lot of, like demand on it. So I don't doubt, them coming out with another watch with a different dial color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they protect the initial adopters, so like the 300 that bought this. I hope they do protect it and like introduce it into the main catalog. If the demand is that robust, they should just put it into the main catalog. If they're going to release like a black or a white or a green or something like that, I think they should really protect it and not make another 300 piece limited edition, because that starts becoming too grand seiko for me, and that's going to turn me off.
Good point.
Yeah, if they just did 300 in blue and then they put the new color into the main catalog, that would be
I think that would be more appropriate rather than another 300 limited edition like that Breitling fiasco with the Super Ocean Rainbow.
I'm okay either way, but I would prefer the way that you're saying.
Yeah, I think they've got to protect the brand a little bit.
Bongo Nutty says, but watch collectors don't want to keep buying the same movements
That's
over
a little tongue in cheek, right?
and over.
Sarcasm. Don't buy a watch, though. I mean, stop buying most watches. I mean, like if you are just buying it for the movement, a Rolex, a OP41, OP36, Explorer, Air King, my sub no date, everything has the same movement. So but people have multiples.
Where is their logo? It's on the crown. You can see their logo on the crown. Scott saying, I think the other thing about CW is versus other micro brands is that we know they'll be around in the next 50 years. Well, they keep on doing stuff like this. Yeah, they'll be around for a long time. And I don't even know if we can even put Christopher Ward in the same category as micro brands. I think that they moved past that a little while ago, right?
They moved past it like at least 2 to 3 years ago, based on like how many watches they sell every year.
Yep.
They're like a large independent brand at this point.
Yeah. So Michael, this panel at least doesn't feel like they're a micro. Okay, this is really cool. However, it needs a dial logo.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I disagree. I don't think it does.
If it had a big old, Christopher Ward spelled out in that font, like it would hurt this actually.
Yeah.
The crown flags is enough, I think.
Yeah. Pete saying after this should we never call CW a micro brand ever again? Well, yeah. So if
I feel like we had this conversation a year ago, didn't we? On this very channel, like we were saying like Christopher Ward, Zelos are not micro brands.
Well, look, I mean, like if you still were kind of convinced that Christopher Ward was micro brand-ish, today should end that conversation, because no micro brand is doing something like this, right? So I think the conversation, I mean, I'm saying it, that doesn't make me as an authority, ends here with the micro brand talk.
I love that they were open about their collaborations too. Like they said, that blue disc that they used for the dial was made by Armstrong, because Armstrong they said had this expertise in doing these kind of 3D structure open face dials, and they talked about who their movement partner was and who their parts suppliers were.
They were pretty upfront. Like when Paul and I asked them, hey, like Paul went on he asked about plastic spacers, so let's leave it at that. But apparently they have the same crown supplier as RM. So I'm like, I guess it's good, but it's good to hear that like they're very transparent with where they get their parts from. So yeah, I mean, if you want the bracelet, it's still below, probably a little above $4,000 with the titanium bracelet. But Amin kind of convinced me, like, why do you need a bracelet on a 30-meter water resistant watch? So
because it's always smart to get the bracelet and then choose to wear a strap on it later.
It's still
They'll
fine.
sell you the bracelet for pretty much the same incremental amount that you would get the watch for
Yeah.
to
Oh,
begin
that's
with.
pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like 350, like $400 US.
Yeah.
It's not a very big charge if you want to buy the bracelet later.
Nice green dial will look cool. I agree. Mike Franz has Dib on speed dial.
No, he doesn't.
Uh,
It just
I think
We wish.
know
We
that.
wish.
I think we know Chaz was kidding there. I think that,
I bet there's someone who owns like 300 Christopher Wards or something like that. They've bought every single Christopher Ward that has been made since the
there
start
are
of the-
there
I
are
bet
people there are people in the Christopher Ward Facebook group who has bought nothing but Christopher Wards in the last 8 to 10 years.
Yeah, I believe
You
that.
have those crazy collectors.
maybe somebody named like Baleen Diver, you know.
Or whose name rhymes with Baleen Diver.
I think that's doing a disservice to the baleen whale. It's
Okay.
actually a baleen whale.
Bill K saying they put 10,000 man hours into this movement. Is that right,
Yeah,
Bill?
so
I believe it. Designing it, sure.
It's a 41.
How long before Long Island Watch?
No, don't get me
Makes
started
one.
on those. Oh my god.
Let's go to that next.
Speaking of Div Jyoti,
I'm just
we
getting
have a surprise for you today. Another hot release came out today.
Yeah, this get ready for it. I mean, we looked at a couple, medium news items, but this is the big. This is the
No,
This is the biggest of the medium news.
we buried the lead here.
Yeah.
No.
So
I'm just saying no. I mean, look at that.
wait, no,
Zoom in,
Dib, hold
zoom
on,
in.
hold on, Dib, hold on, Dib. The people have spoken. The collaboration of the decade they've gotten together, and do I have to hover and do this? Come on, this is BS, Mark. We have the Islander Urban Gentry Rangemaster limited edition. Look at this thing. This is a beaut. Dib, I'm gonna give you first crack. I'm sorry guys. I'm trying to get a good.
I'd rather not say what I'm actually thinking. So I can't. I mean, this watch offends me in a molecular level. I mean, look at that list price $469, savings of $100. Like, oh my god, there's a vampire. There's a vampire.
Hold on. I like the thumbnail. This is
So that's the range master. So they were pretty much doing pleasure business together, seeing who was going to be first, and then they came out with the name range master. Oh my god, look at that. That's a I've seen that. That's a vampire. I'm telling you. No, that's a vampire.
this is the shirt is TGVN Mark here. All right, he's got the brew on the wrist.
I can actually feel my heartbeat going up. Oh my god, look at that. Self-winding, obviously, because you won't get a wind.
Tudor Ranger hands.
Yeah.
Straight out of Chinois seconds hand here with the red tip.
Yeah. Oh, red tip. Wow, you love that.
Yeah.
The original price is $469, on sale for $369.
Islander gloves.
Oh my god. Just thinking about it, I can feel my blood pressure going up. I'm like, call me a doctor when I see this. Like, this offends me so much.
They got the Tudor smile, the Tudor self-winding smile.
Scott sold his Explorer 36 and bought every one of these.
Oh man!
Why do you need an Explorer 36? I mean, you have.
Keith is saying that 10% of the revenue goes to charity, and they haven't even picked a charity yet.
It's for serial masturbators. That's the charity of the show.
What?
I can't. I mean, I can't take this. I mean, that's just filth. That's just filth. I'm sorry. I mean, and what annoys
Islander
me so,
X, the Urban Gentry.
What annoys me so much is
at the lion.
I mean, again, like I'm going back to my argument. There are so many companies trying to do something different, something to differentiate them, like from the next micro brand. I'm done. I'm done. I can't take it anymore. I'm going to keep shut. Oh, I'm getting a headache. Just bad. Just bad.
So I mean, like, but
Triggered.
people want this, right? I mean, people want an affordable Ranger Explorer, and
So
and
if
and
you want
Mr.
a, if you
Yeah.
want an affordable Ranger Explorer, there's like 50,000 brands on AliExpress for $80. It's the same freaking watch. It's the same watch. I mean, if you want the look, go get a Chinese copy. Why are you, getting some dude from Long Island to shill out something from China? It's like cut the middleman. I mean, just go to China.
Or get this Timex.
Time.
Right. This
I,
is much better.
I'm just saying, like
This is way better.
I
Yeah.
just get super worked up when I see these watches.
How much is this guy? This is automatic. It's $350, same price. Much better.
No, I'm just saying, if you really want to get the look, there's like Ali, I mean, Pagani Design and all the other brands I don't know about. Must be, like 50,000 brands out there. Just get it for 60, $70.
Is
You're
this
happy.
Dib? Is this like the worst watch
No,
you've ever seen?
it's not the worst watch I've ever seen. That goes to Invicta. But
Well,
the thought process that goes into making this watch and just bringing it to the market, it's to me, it's just unethical. You just steal design cues from somebody else and then, hey, I have a new watch, like, come on, buy it.
mm,
And the worst thing is, people were lining up to buy these watches from him. So I'm not, like, I need that spray, like,
you
when
need
I
that
go to a
spray.
bar, women don't talk to me. I mean, like, I need
Ah,
Mark's
yeah,
attraction, like,
yeah.
or his YouTube thing. Like, okay, fine, like,
Yeah.
it's just,
You saying that Mark has a collaboration with Axe body spray next?
I wish Axe would be sad. Yeah, I mean, this just offends me so much,
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah. Are you guys familiar with the term, the Chinese term "lung xi"? It translates literally into uh, death by 1,000 cuts. Okay,
Yeah.
and I'm going to introduce a new concept. And basically, this is how I would describe Long Island watches. I would describe it as like death by 1,000 shitters. Okay, because basically you look at your watch, like, so the death by 1,000 knife cuts, it was a way to execute someone in the most humiliating way possible, and that's pretty much analogous to buying multiple Long Island watches, right? So you look at your watch budget, and repeatedly buying Long Island watches is like death by 1,000 shitters, because you're buying
Mm.
like $20 watches for $400, and they can't be resold, and you keep buying them. So that's my new concept of the day. That's my teachable moment. Long Island watches is death by 1,000 shitters.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
spot on,
Look,
spot.
when he came out a few years ago, with his Islander divers, the SKA, pretty much SKX modded watches, like I was I had bought a couple, right? Because I thought, well, I tried to mod some SKXs and was unsuccessful. And so, these SKXs, they threw on ceramic bezel insert, put on a hacking movement in it. And I thought it was kind of like, cool, and it was a decent affordable price. Not really paying attention too much to the kind of like highway robbery of intellectual content that he was, basically stealing, right? And so now I have an appreciation for a brand like Seiko, and what they do, more than what Mark is, as a businessman. But I don't know. I mean, like, I just don't know how he's allowed to do it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how like he doesn't have like a cease and desist. Every time he puts out one of these like pieces, like like what deal has he made? You know, I don't
Dealing
know.
with the devil.
It's a Faustian bargain.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Tough way to go. I think Steinhardt's are a better investment, Marceau says. Um, yeah, I mean, look, I think I now rather would have a Squale Rolex homage, right, than
Buy
than this.
anything else. Buy anything else.
Um,
This is just a Chinese product being sold for $100 more than what you could get on AliExpress. That's
yeah.
about it.
Is it only $100 markup?
More,
Like it
I
feels like
think
way
it's even
more.
more.
I feel
I
like
think
it's
it's
way
even
more. If he's
more.
selling for 369, it's got to be
I
way
think
more than
you
that.
can get one of these for probably $100 on AliExpress.
Yeah, say 65, $75. The cheaper ones, the better ones with all the, let's just say, upgrades, you get that for like 130, I think.
Yeah, it's a
Best.
couple $100 markup.
Yeah, Scott's saying what's crazy is that he's an engineer, and most engineers I know are really protective over IP. Yeah,
He's raking it in.
yeah,
I mean,
Oh
for
yeah.
those of us who were at Wind Up, he was one of the
yeah.
most attended booths. All kind
Very
of
busy.
people fanboying over him, wanting to
Yep.
take pictures with him, talking about all the watches of his they had while looking over the range. And the spread in front of him looked like this. If you've been to Canal Street and you see all the fake handbags spread out, like that's the impression I got of the
Well,
spread of watches he had in front of him. But people were prostrating themselves
I feel like it's
for him.
Invicta bros who just discovered that their Invictors aren't cool, but haven't discovered other watches, and that's his audience.
Yeah. Um, Fashion design isn't protected. I hate the painted subdial he uses as the logo. Dan saying as long as he doesn't use trademark logo, he is safe. Wait, 40, it's 469. He has given you $100. Marcel, that's a good one.
I mean, see, I'm not even acting. I'm visibly aggravated just looking at that
For
watch.
anyone who doesn't know what Marcel is talking about, you gotta actually throw this up.
There it is.
There we go. It's
So,
actually the list price is actually $469.
yeah,
Exactly.
He's giving you $100.
savings of $100.
It's so funny he does that with his own watches.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd sooner cut my own wrists off before wearing one of these watches, says Kevin.
Kevin
S.
had to literally drag me to his booth because I mean, like when people develop an involuntary twitch when they're super angry, I was close to that. Like I'm like I don't want to see it. I don't want to even look at them. And the worst thing is, whoever was the like the organizers, they decided to put a good brand like Minaze besides poop. Why? I mean, hand lacquer Urushi dials besides something which you can get from AliExpress for $100.
And for anybody who watches this video later, plays it back and says like we're snobs or something like that. No,
I
no,
don't
no,
care
no,
what you.
no. Because
Yeah,
we buy inexpensive watches. You can get a nice Seiko 5 Sports for
Hmm.
less money than this. Like this
I
is not
bought
about the money. This
I
is
bought
about
three
the
Seikos.
watches.
I bought three
Yeah.
Seiko fives today. I got a Seiko Sports from Japan for $250. Um, all right, I bought the Christopher Ward too, but I'm proving my point. I buy
Yeah.
cheaper watches too
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah,
All of us do. Maybe not Marcus, but the rest of us do.
yeah. $40 G-Shocks I bought. Canadian Watch Monkey, the people that purchase the Long Island watches are the ones that don't know about AliExpress.
Again, like here's the thing that confounds me. So if you are subbed to Long Island Watch, just one more watch, Jody, his channel will inevitably pop up in your feed, and
Yep.
he is the
Yeah,
king of
He's
AliExpress.
all about
yeah,
AliExpress.
Yeah, I mean, and
absolutely.
he makes no bones about it. Like, he's
Yeah.
honest. He says, it's cheap, it's a homage. Don't expect anything else. And if you want to, you can get all the links.
Yeah,
The difference is Mark puts an American face to the brand, right? You buy at AliExpress, you feel like you're getting Chinese watches. Mark
All right, we,
gives
we
you
have a
an
we have a
American
term
face.
we have a term for it in India. It's called the whiteification. All you need is a white sounding name to a
Yeah.
business in India. So, like a retailer from the northern part of India opened up a jeans brand and it has an Italian name. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's the new thing to have.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the same exact concept.
Dib, if I went to your home city and opened up a store called Bobby Legs Honey's Balls.
I, I, I'd close that down. No, you're not touching honey balls. They're not honey balls. They're not honey balls.
I'd
But
probably sell. Yeah, I mean, I think
But
I'd probably put you out of
that's the
business.
that's the white man name for the honey balls.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, I have T-shirts with honey balls on it. You could be my honey tonight, I'll say, on the T-shirt. Um,
Indians are
yeah.
pretty homophobic. You don't want my face on your body.
All right.
In general.
The Long Island Watch is an authorized Seiko dealer, which is the crazy part. He's an authorized
That's the
Seiko
crazy
dealer,
part.
and he like walks this fine line, right? Um, it's bananas. Um, I imagine buying this with a firm rough. Yeah, if you're buying this with a, yeah, okay. Uh, good
So,
point.
and this is the thing. He should not be advertising it there. Somebody who can't afford a $370 watch and has to pay 4 installments should have no business buying that watch. So
Nobody should be buying any watch with a firm unless it's like something that's going to sell crazy above list.
no, exactly. I mean, somebody who is like buying a cheaper watch with that firm, I don't think they'll have a good credit score. So they're taking a hit on their already low credit score to buy something which is essentially junk.
Yeah. Thank
But
you,
this is a
Joe.
limited
Joe's here
edition,
for my,
though.
yeah, this is a limited edition. That's true.
How many pieces dare I ask?
What does it say here?
And it's sold out.
Oh yeah,
It's
it's out
sold
of
out.
stock.
Of
Yeah.
course it did.
Oh,
My lord.
Let's see. Does it say limit? How many were made?
You know, I was Googling this while we were talking and
300
came
pieces.
across 3 different forums where they're talking about it. Basically all positive reaction.
because
Can't wait.
any negative reaction
Can't
is
wait to get
squashed
one.
by the mods.
This, separate forums though. I'm not
Oh,
talking about the TGV Facebook. Like
okay.
that Watch Crunch, that guy.
Really,
His,
Watch Crunch? Are you kidding me?
I'm not saying the guy who runs it was positive, but I'm saying the threads in Watch Crunch, they were positive. They were
Is
digging
is
it.
that is that a Discord server or what?
No, it's an app. It's a website.
Long Island Watches also got busted by Seiko USA for selling gray market JDM watches alongside watches he got from Seiko.
I
I know
remember.
I'm not the only one here who will be all over Bobby's honey balls. Thank you, Colin. Canadian Watch, thank you for the super chat. Best Rolex 1016 homage is the Zeno Super Precision. Okay, gotta look
I'd
that one
rather
up.
buy that Xeno thing.
What was that?
Rather buy that Xeno whatever super
Yeah.
precision
Here,
thing.
look at this. I'm sharing. Okay. Islander X Urban Gentry collaboration out now. Blah, blah, blah. Limited to 500 pieces, yada, yada. This is very tempting. Definitely a nice watch and very versatile. I ordered one, agreed. Or this say something else.
Hey,
You
look at those
definitely won't
guys.
have a hard time selling it. I think it's a good value. Blah, blah, blah. Happy for them. Great post,
I
etc.
give up. I give up.
Okay. And then that was only one of them. What are your thoughts on this? Okay, here's your options, guys. Is it legendary? Cool, I'll check it out.
Uh,
Or who
um,
cares?
do you need to be referred by somebody to join Watch Crunch? Because I'm joining.
No.
All right.
2 years in the making.
2 years in the making,
2
really?
years in the making.
2 years in the making. When Christopher Ward said it was 2 years in the making for the Sonnery or Passage watch, I believe them. I told you guys, this is just getting all the kids together, posting those, like draw it now pictures and just using crayons. I mean, kids, I need inspiration. Oh my
Hey
God.
MJ, nice to see you. Crap, I was gonna say something I totally forgot. Oh, over under 2 days that Dib gets kicked out of Watch Crunch.
Under.
Oh, under. Okay, maybe I should have done one day.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
One day I'm still going under. Unless he waits a day to post, but if he starts posting immediately,
Yeah, like
I'm picking the under.
let's put it from the start of his first post.
Yes.
It's not
Okay.
like, "Hi, my name is Dib. I like honey balls." It's got to be like an actual his first watch related post.
Justin saying, I knew these dudes were slow, but it took 2 years to come up with that.
You know why they use the 2-year phrase? Because I remember watching one of TGV's videos, and I think it was his collab with Laurier. He's like, "You guys don't know how difficult it is to get a watch from inception to, like at the actual watch in hand. There's so much work the designers need to do in his Cockney British accent. It's not fancy. Let's get that out of the way." So, like I don't know how many times I've touched my forehead. Like just talking about it just annoys me so much.
Yeah, no, but we love it. We love you. We love seeing you annoyed.
Yeah,
Hobby Lobby concept was previously known as a fate worse than 1,000 shitters. James is saying when Tudor released the Ranger, the Chinese factories must have upped their production for those hands. How long was the Ranger discontinued? Took a few years to find the right parts.
all right. Our friend Hobby Bobby posted a picture. Remember the watch which was inspired by the 80s cars theme? It's a okay, fine. It's a shitter with a Celita movement. I like it. It's something different. They
Yeah,
did something different. It's not. It might not be great, but it's something actually sat down, thought, you know what? I need to put some thought and effort into building this product.
yeah. You're done. You're done, Deb. You don't want to talk about this anymore. I get it. I get it.
The Islander
So
logo
yeah,
kind of tells you everything you need to know about how hard they work at design, right? Like that logo.
yeah.
I mean, look at this. Like I spent more time making my Amin reviews icon than he spent, which literally was 0 time. Okay,
What about making the Amin cell straps?
yeah, we spent more time on Amin cell straps
Yeah.
on that website. Look at this
And we
logo.
still have an award show every year.
Yeah, yeah. This logo is ridiculous.
You do need a bonsai tree.
And
They're
the print, the
expensive.
font, this automatic, like this is like straight up parts bin. Ay.
Scott says, I feel like we should call Baltic Homage an Islander replica, and that should be the standard.
All right, fine. I give Baltic homage. Take it. Like they're still substandard for the money they charge. I'll maintain that. I've seen
Yeah.
those in person. I think except their chrono, which harks back to a vintage, like 50 years ago. I don't think
Yeah,
any
so
of their watches.
some of the finishing on those like $700 watches is ghastly.
Yeah.
The
They're
TG Handheart collaboration is basically a Handheart, right? They
They
slapped
just
on
reduced the size, right? I think they went back to a 39. Like they were producing it at 42. Had like maybe a red tip seconds hand or a chrono hand, and
red
then a
crown
red
or something.
No. It was a pusher. I think it
Red
was
pusher,
a pusher.
red
Oh,
pusher.
it was a red pusher. Okay.
And then a lion on the back or something.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a Handheart. It really.
Yeah, it was a Handheart.
They didn't
I don't have
contaminate
a
it very
problem
much
with that
the-
watch.
Yeah.
Like they did a collab with a popular YouTuber who likes the watch. Fine.
Yeah.
All good.
I think the last thing I'm going to say about this is at least this shows us like how a collaboration should be done, because this collaboration doesn't damage either of these parties. Like so maybe Raoul Page should take a page out of this collaboration, and like when you decide to collaborate with Messina again, make sure that it doesn't do more damage to you than the other guy, right? Because I don't think this damages anyone. So that's how you do a collaboration, guys.
They're raking in the dough together, these two.
Well said, Marcus, and we'll end with that tonight. Guys, 10 o'clock, Bobby Leg's bedtime.
Wow, we didn't have anything to talk about today.
We
just let Dib rant about the Long Island watches for like half an hour.
The Christopher Ward's good.
The Christopher Ward was a good conversation.
Watch,
yeah, and I'm gonna definitely I love their moon phase, right? I mean they do a good job with the moon phase, so that will be potentially on my radar. Soon, or whenever I see a good deal on a secondary market.
They have twice a year 30% off sales.
Yeah.
Buy the moon phase at that time.
Yeah, I like the previous version of the moon phase actually, than the moon glow. But we'll see. Anyway, Amin, what do you got going on? You got anything coming up?
I got a watch coming on end of the week.
Yeah. Looking forward to that. Yeah. Do you think so by Friday you think?
I should have it. I should hopefully have it. Yeah. Maybe on the Friday night stream I'll do an introduction.
Oh, that would be great. Great balls of honey. What's going on? So got some games going? You got some Toronto Raptor games?
No, we went yesterday. They won by 30, so it's pretty good.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice. Who'd they play?
Atlanta. So supposedly a team that's in our tier, so that's a pretty good win.
Nice. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Balls of Fury. Any more Seikos tomorrow you're gonna pick up?
No, but in the Formex part, I'm 100% sure DHL lost the package.
Oh man.
Formex said they're gonna as soon as they get confirmation from DHL, they're gonna send one again.
Oh, okay.
So that's great. I have
nice
4 Seikos coming in. My Seiko is coming back from my friend Beans.
Beans. Yeah. He was in the chat before.
He was. Yeah. So all in all, Seiko shit a day for me. I don't mind saying it, but again, it's an original design.
Yep.
When they make those honey balls, Gulab Jamun, right?
Yes.
What do they do with the rest of the donut?
It's not a donut. It's not a donut. All right, hold on.
So what makes it? Yeah, go ahead. Go on. I got questions here too. Jesus, we're not gonna shut the stream down yet.
I'm just saying they punch it out. What happens to the rest of the donut?
All right, I'm gonna post a link. If anybody wants to see that, just look it up. It's a 17-minute video. It's not that difficult.
17 minutes. Oh my. Look, okay, so how come
at the end of the buffet, bruh?
At the end of the buffet, you open up the round, the dome, the lid, right? And there it's in like this liquid, right? That's honey, right? I mean that's the honey balls.
It's not.
There goes Marcus. Okay.
Marcus is gone. Thank you. It's not honey. It's just.
It sure tastes like honey though.
It's
sugar
syrup.
Let me just put this. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, put me up here. Okay, honey balls. See, I don't even have to.
It's
it finishes
not made
Indian
of,
for me.
It's not made of honey.
Then
why did it come up, Dib?
Yeah.
Because you guys bastardized the name, and now it's honey balls.
If anybody doubts me, go to Google, type in honey balls, and then
images of honey balls.
Indian, and then
it's like calling a cleaning tissue Kleenex.
So it's like kind of like the Indian munchkin.
I don't know what that is, but it's the
you go to Dunkin' Donuts and you get
they
munchkins.
Throw away the outer part. They throw away the donut. Apparently.
I got to tell you, this one time I had like the best honey ball. I was in a Indian restaurant in Jersey City, New Jersey, and Newark Avenue between Tunley Avenue and Kennedy Boulevard. That's like it's called Little India, right? It's got a little sign that says Little India. And Rasoy, that was the name of the restaurant. And man, it just had come out fresh and it was like steaming hot, the honey balls. And man, like it just like it really like you described it the other day, Dib, as it like melts in your mouth or whatever. And it totally melted in my mouth. And I would put those honey balls up against any of your Indian honey balls that you can get from India, Dib, any day of the week. I'll put them up
Mhm.
against it any day of the week.
You'd have to fly back with me to India when I'm visiting.
Yes, Johnny, we are talking about honey balls, gulab jamun.
Exactly, gulab jamun.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, those are right there, Amin.
Yeah, that's the good
Mm,
stuff.
that's good honey balls right there.
Yeah.
Bobby
All
likes
right.
honey balls coming soon to Calcutta. All right,
Yeah.
guys.
Enjoy those honey balls.
Enjoy this. Have a good night. Take care.
All right, see you guys.